Ladies and gentlemen, I am here. I am here. I am here. I am to here. I am here. I need to stop. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, to I'm going to talk about once again a playoff. I am once again going to talk about the NBA playoffs. This is all we're going on right now, ladies and gentlemen. So I need to continue to do this. I promise there will be an NFL video coming soon. I'm trying to get it done. It's a lot of information I have to get done. So I'm working on it. It was supposed to come out in the last few days. But ladies and gentlemen, it's a lot of work. So it's a little bit delayed, but it will be done soon. So stay tuned. It will be a long video. So, settle in, make sure you have time because I'm sure it will be a long video. So, just to let you know, but that video, it will be about the NFL and it will be coming up sometime, hopefully, I don't know, it's coming up soon and it will be a long video. So make sure when that, make sure when that video comes out, you are settled in and you have enough time to watch it. But ladies and gentlemen, now it is time to talk about the 2017 NBA playoffs. Ladies and gentlemen, we had everybody playing. We had everybody playing this weekend. All 16 teams that are in the playoffs play this weekend. San Antonio, Kawhi Leonard trying to carry that team. Kawhi Leonard trying to do everything possible to carry that team. I believe dropped 42 points in overtime, and he just could not get it done at the end. And Memphis ties the series 2-2. Unbelievable. Memphis is right back in it. Game winning by Marc Gasol. Unbelievable. That series is getting pretty good. Remember a few years ago, Memphis, I believe in 2010, Memphis upset it in the first round. They upset at San Antonio. Are we going to see that again? I don't think so. Now San Antonio goes back home for game 5. I think they will win that game. They're giving them a little problems. Memphis can get very physical with you, So I think that's a problem. San Antonio's gonna have to make some adjustments, But Kawhi Leonard really showing up. 42, whatever it was. He really is showing up. But that series is 2-2. San Antonio's got to get back on it. They have got to win a game. If San Antonio has got to win game 5, I am pretty sure San Antonio will win game number 5. Ladies and gentlemen, Boston and Chicago, it is now tied 2-2. Isaiah Thomas is really having a good series despite his sister dying. Now the Bulls are really. Rajon Rondo broke his hand, and he is missing some time now. So we will see what happens in that series. But they are really missing. They are really missing his presence as the point guard running that offense. They're now having Jimmy Butler running the offense, and it's obviously a little bit weird because Jimmy Butler is not a point guard by any means necessary. So it is very different for Chicago right now, having no choice but for Jimmy Butler to run the place right now, and it's really hard. They got Isaiah Canyon, I believe, but he's trying to run the point guard, but he doesn't know where to shoot on his watch. So he's a point guard, but he's really the shooting guard. And Jimmy Butler's playing the shooting guard, but he's really playing as a point guard. They just have to figure it out. They just need somebody to run their plays. Rajon Rondo said if there's a game 7, he might be able to play if there's a game 7 or if they go to the second round. Rajon Rondo believes he will be back in the playoffs. As he said, if there's a game 7 or if they go on to the second round. But he thinks that possibly he can come back in this series if there were to be a game 7. That is what I am hearing from people, that Rajon Rondo still has a chance if there's a game 7 to play in that game 7 or the second round if the Bulls were to advance to the second round. But they are really missing him. And, I think Celtics have also made some adjustments. They have also made some adjustments as the Celtics, and now they are back in it. But I think it's some that they're missing their point guard Rondo, and also I think it's some that the Celtics have made some adjustments. Brad Stevenson and Dan Boyd have made some adjustments. I had a feeling they were going to make some adjustments because they just got so many days off between game 2 and 3. They're going to make adjustments. It's time to make adjustments. You're getting a few days off. And I really thought that was, and I was not surprised when I saw Game 3. Game 4, I was a little bit more surprised. I expected the Chicago to come out a little bit more aggressive. But like I said, Chicago is really struggling finding a point guard right now to run the offense. Like I said, they got Jimmy Butler running it right now. That's not probably the best situation, but they have to see how they have to figure it out, ladies and gentlemen. Chicago has got to see how they're going to figure it out, the point guard position. But ladies and gentlemen, it is 2-2, and we will see what happens in that series. Ladies and gentlemen, what else are we seeing up in here? Toronto and Milwaukee, it is also tied 2-2. Milwaukee has gotten back in it, ladies and gentlemen. Milwaukee is back. Excuse me. Toronto is back in it. Excuse me. They are back in it. And it would be embarrassing if they lose the series, I think, because Milwaukee's a good team, but they are a young team. You cannot lose. If you're Toronto, you were in the Eastern Conference Finals last year. You're gonna go from losing to the champions, the Cleveland Cavaliers, in the Eastern Conference Finals to losing to a young Milwaukee team in the first round? That's gonna be embarrassing for Toronto if Toronto were to lose to Milwaukee in the first round after last year being 2 games away from the NBA Finals and losing to the future champion, the Cleveland. So Toronto has got to get it together. Toronto, it is tied 2-2. They're getting a little bit better, but Toronto has got to find a way to win this series. Toronto, it would be embarrassing from them to lose in the first round to Milwaukee, a good team that is young, talented team that can possibly do something down the road. But Toronto's just too good right now to lose to a Milwaukee team that is just too young right now. So Toronto, they're slowly getting it better. It is 2-2. They're going home for Game 5. We will see what happens. But Toronto, Mark DeRozan, Kyle Lowry, and them boys have got to get it done. They can lose maybe in the second round if they want to. I believe they have to face Cleveland in the second round. But at least make it to the second round. I mean, you don't want to go from the Eastern Conference losing to Cleveland, who were the future champions, to losing in the first round the next year to a Milwaukee team who is pretty damn young and very inexperienced when it comes to playoffs. They're a good, young, talented team, but Toronto has got to win that series. Ladies and gentlemen, what else are we here going to talk about? Houston and Oklahoma City. That is 3-1. Houston. Houston continues to stay in the games. They pace themselves, it seems like, and they're down by 7, somewhere around 7 and 10 points. And then in the fourth quarter, bam, they come and they bite them the ass and they find a way to win these games. Other than Game 1, they beat the shit out of them. But Game 2 and Game 4, they have stolen because they have just paced themselves, kept up, about 10 points, 7, bounce around there. And then in the fourth quarter, they have coming back and taken over because I think what is happening is I think they are pacing themselves because they know at the end they are just a better team, and it is, they know that it's like a boxing, Floyd Mayweather wearing down his opponent. They are wearing Russell Westbrook down. He is getting worn down. My goodness, tonight he had a triple-double by the second quarter. Russell Westbrook, it was only the second quarter, and he already had a triple-double. WTF? Russell Westbrook by the second quarter had a triple-double. So to me that is, I don't know. And in Game 3, almost same thing. James Harden there had a chance to win the game. He missed a shot the last seconds to win the game. They could have swept them. I mean, Game 3, James Harden missed a 3 to win the game. So they could have swept them. I mean, so they're still alive 3-1, but it seems like that has been the last 2 games. Houston just sticks around, 10-7. They give them a 10-7 point lead, and then they come back and at the end bite them the ass. And it seems like Russell Westbrook, especially in Game 2 and Game 4, has gotten fatigued, has gotten tired, and starts making a lot of mistakes, starts doing a little bit too much, and he doesn't have enough. He doesn't have enough players to get over to weather the storm. He does not have enough people to weather the storm, and Houston just ends up taking the game over. Nene tonight, 28 points. Unbelievable. Nobody saw that coming from Nene. You know, Lou Williams is a bad man. You know, they just take they just pay them, and then once Russell Westbrook in the fourth quarter is a little bit tired, starts forcing some stuff, bam, they come and they take the games. We'll see what happens. I think it's over. We'll see what happens. You know, it's been fun watching those two, Russell Westbrook and James Harden, go at it. Westbrook is just an animal. He just will not stop. But, you know, he just does not have enough around him. He should have just become a free agent and gone somewhere else because it's going to be like that for the next few years for Westbrook unless they can get a star. But their problem is they don't have enough money to get a star. I don't know what they're going to do. They're going to have to get some help for Westbrook because it's going to be like that every year. Oh, my Lord, excuse me. It's going to be like that every year, ladies and gentlemen. Russell Westbrook cannot, as good as he is, to me, he's the second best player in the world behind LeBron James. But Russell Westbrook cannot do it by himself. It's like, you know, he just can't. He needs some help. He just needs somebody else. So they're going to have to figure it out because they're not going to trade him, obviously. But they're going to have to at least bring somebody in. He needs help. He needs help. He just can't do it. He's averaging a triple-double, and he still can't get it done. Ladies and gentlemen, so it's 3-1 Houston. We'll see what happens. What else is happening up in here? I think that's about it, ladies and gentlemen. Indiana has been eliminated. Cleveland sweeps them. They have been eliminated. First team out. I thought all three games were very close, but Cleveland just won them at the end. Possibly the same thing as Houston with Oklahoma. Cleveland just pacing themselves, and at the end, just LeBron James and the boys just taking over. You know, I kind of feel so. It seems like Indiana really gets nervous when it comes to closing time, especially game 1 and game 4 tonight. You know, Indiana just does not seem to be a good team when it comes to the last seconds in a game-winning situation. They just do not seem. They just get too nervous. Tonight, they lost the ball. They stole it from them. And they actually got it back, but then they rushed the shot. They just do not seem to be a good. They're just not a good team. It's like same thing as Oklahoma. It's, you know, Paul George. They have some other good talent, but it's just not enough. You know, they played them good the entire 4 games, but they just could never find a way to win a damn game. It was like that the entire 4 games. They were close, and then at the end, they just could not find a way to win a game. So they got 2 up. They're going home. They're going fishing. Paul George, see ya. And it'll be interesting to see what happens because we'll see. They have to face the winner of Milwaukee, Toronto, Cleveland. So we're gonna have to see what happens there. But I'm excited, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see what happens there. I would like to see Toronto because I think that can give them a good task. You know, Kyle Lowry, Mark DeRozan, Serge Ibaka. You know, so I hope it's Cleveland versus Toronto in the second round. But we will see what happens, ladies and gentlemen. What else do I have to say, ladies and gentlemen? I think that's all I have to say. I'm gonna wrap it up, ladies and gentlemen. Stay tuned for the video tomorrow. I know these basketball videos are a little bit weird, you know. I'm just all over the place. I apologize. Like I said before, I will get more in depth into just 1 or 2 games. And you know, once there's like 16 teams right now, 8 games going on in the last 2 nights. It's just too hard, and you know, I'm not gonna make a video about every game. I'm not gonna, you know, I'd rather just make a big video and just be all over the place. So I apologize a little bit, you know. I'm all over the place. But ladies and gentlemen, that's all I have to say. I'm the man that runs the place. I'm leaving. Stay tuned for tomorrow, maybe the NFL video that I'm talking about. I think you know what I'm talking about. You know, it's gonna be a long video. It's gonna be about the NFL. So I think I know what you guys are. I think you guys know what I'm talking about for tomorrow. But until next time, you know, I will catch your ass down the road. And that's all I have to say, ladies and gentlemen. And if you have any ideas, what video you want me to make, comment down below. I don't know, whatever. Give me some ideas. I'm just like a 3 straight video I make about the NBA playoffs. I'm trying not to repeat myself. That's why I like to wait a few days because I don't want to just talk about here the same thing and be like a robot. But you know, I'm trying my best to make videos. I apologize if sometimes it's a little bit the same. I'm like, sounding like a motherfucker. I'm trying to wait a few days, like I said, so I don't, so like games advance and series advance. So then I'm here to talk about new stuff, like Rondo broke his hand. Excuse me, his thumb. You know, Griffin broke his finger. I mean, his toe. You know, I didn't even talk about that. So he's out. So Rondo's possibly coming back for Game 7 or the second round. And no, I believe Blake Griffin's out for the season with a broken toe. Blake Griffin is a fucking puck. He needs to drink more milk or something. It is unbelievable how much Blake Griffin gets hurt. It is embarrassing. He is once again out. I feel so sorry for Chris Paul and them boys. And also, you know, it's just terrible because, you know, they just have a bad luck. And if they have a good team, they just can never get good luck their side. And it's sad because now Chris Paul's probably going to want to leave in free agency. And, you know, he's going to want to go somewhere else because he wants to win a championship. He's getting a little bit older. And I think he's tired of his Clippers. Every year, it's the same thing. Whether they just fucking choke or somebody gets hurt. Last year, both Chris Paul and Blake Griffin got hurt against Portland. And this year, Blake Griffin's already hurt. He broke his foot. He's out for the rest of the playoffs. So they're probably going to lose. They maybe just they'll probably still beat Utah. But then they'll lose to I believe they would have to go against Golden State. Get the pork and beans out. Golden State versus the Clippers? WTF? Somebody call them mama. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I will catch your ass down the road. That's all I have to say. Comment down below. And if you have any ideas. And that's all I have to say. Okay, let me shut up. Okay, yeah. See ya.